We're all used to seeing a little wheelchair symbol that often represents disability or accessibility. We see it in car parks, on accessible bathroom doors, and even in emojis. What we don't often acknowledge is that not everyone with a disability uses a wheelchair, and some disabilities, in fact, are not even visible.
Non-visible disabilities can impact people's lives just as much as a physical or sensory disability. It too can impact their ability to enjoy one of Queensland's many beautiful tourist destinations. So, what is a non-visible disability?
You may have heard these described as invisible disabilities, but this language can minimise the impacts faced by people living with a non-visible disability, or can even cause some people to think they're making it up, or it doesn't exist. Non-visible disabilities are very real and can encompass a broad range of disabilities that are not immediately identified or apparent to other people.
Non-visible disabilities can include mental health conditions such as anxiety or depression, chronic illnesses like diabetes or multiple sclerosis, learning disabilities, autism, blind or low vision, deaf or hard of hearing, and chronic pain conditions.
The list of non-visible disabilities is extensive, and each disability brings unique challenges for people when doing things like travelling, which is why it's important for the tourism industry to be aware of potential barriers people may face so that work can be done to remove them. This will allow the industry to offer the best possible experience to everyone, whether they live with a visible or non-visible disability.
So where do you start in removing some of these barriers?
Firstly, an inclusive mindset, curiosity and respectful manner are a must-have. For example, asking questions like, what can we do to make your visit a great experience? Or, do you have any accessibility requirements we can assist with so that you can fully enjoy your visit? Allows a person with disability to ask for what they need and feel welcome.
The Accessible Tourism Toolkit module, The Language of Disability, can assist and is available on the Department of Tourism, Innovation and Sport website.
The sunflower is currently being used around the world as a symbol to raise awareness of non-visible disabilities. For example, someone who is autistic, like myself, may wear a lanyard with sunflowers on it when moving through an airport to let others, including staff, know that we may need additional assistance or more time to do things than others.
We tend to know our disability and our needs better than anyone. So if you're unsure in how to assist us, just talk to us and we'll let you know what works best for us and what doesn't. Something as simple as having seats to be used by visitors can give us reassurance that if we need to take a break or a rest, we can easily do so.
In one of our earlier videos, we spoke about universal design, which is when an environment is designed to be accessed, understood, and used to the greatest extent possible by all people, regardless of their age, size, ability, or disability.
This can be really helpful, particularly for people living with non-visible disability, as it means the environment is already designed to be accessible and doesn't require the individual to have to explain their accessibility requirements.
For example, having options like a ramp or lift instead of stairs means that people using a wheelchair can access a space as well as someone with a non-visible disability like multiple sclerosis or balance problems.
Another example of an accommodation that can benefit people with non-visible disabilities can include quiet areas or sensory rooms for people who might have sensory sensitivity or sensory processing disability. This can also include people living with mental health conditions such as anxiety, particularly in a social setting.
Information is key. Arming ourselves with knowledge on what we can expect when travelling to a particular destination means that people with non-visible disabilities can plan a trip that best caters to their unique set of accessibility needs. Whether it's a hotel, a restaurant, or even a small town, people with non-visible disabilities are often scouring travel blogs, destination websites, and social media for information on what accessibility features are offered at each location they're travelling to.
To ensure we can consider your business as a destination, communicate accessibility features on your website, through your social channels, and through accessible guides for visitors on their arrival.
Providing all information offered in tourist settings in easy to read or simple English formats is also a great way to ensure your information is not only accessible for people who may have learning disabilities, but also for people who speak English as a second language.
Another way to be inclusive of visitors with disability is to accept companion cards, so visitors with disability who may require additional support can bring along another person to assist them.
In Queensland, businesses that affiliate with the companion card scheme are provided with promotional materials, as well as an entry in the searchable online database used by card holders. For further information, you can visit the Queensland Government Companion Card website.
It's also important for tourism professionals across Queensland to be educated on non-visible disabilities and the barriers that people have traditionally been faced with when travelling.
While the information provided in this video gives you an overview of how we can make travel more accessible for people living with non-visible disabilities, it's important for staff in all tourism settings to undertake some form of training so that they're equipped with the required knowledge to offer inclusive and accessible experiences to everyone.
For example, if someone who is deaf or hard of hearing is checking into a hotel, they're going to have a much smoother and dignified experience if the receptionist can communicate with them directly using Auslan, the National Relay Service, text on a smartphone, or computer or pen and paper.
There are several training opportunities for Queensland tourism businesses, including the Queensland Tourism Industry Council micro-credentialing program, reaching out to your local Queensland Disability Network provider, or consider the Australian Tourism Export Council Accessible and Inclusive Host program.
The Department of Tourism, Innovation and Sport website includes a list of Queensland disability peak bodies for your information. You can also find further resources such as built environment checklists, accessible communication and brand guidelines, along with further learning videos on this website in the Accessible Tourism Toolkit.
You can also explore the resources available on other regional tourism organisation websites, such as accessible holiday destination guides and suggested itineraries.
Remember, each individual has their own unique set of needs, and we are often the experts on how our disability impacts us. But be respectful, be open to new ways of thinking, and be curious. Ask questions about how you can offer a great experience.
By making Queensland an accessible tourism destination, we can welcome a whole new influx of visitors far and wide and ensure all the best parts of Queensland are available to everyone.